Hey, how's everybody doing today? This is Stumbling Toward the Eschaton, and we are on our, what, is this our 12th
I
episode?
think 12th, yeah.
Wow, dude, that's bodacious. Yeah, because I use that word still. It is for Sunday, December 20th. It is the fourth Sunday of Advent. It is a has-breath from Christmas. I'm, of course, always here with the man, the myth, the legend, Nick.
I'm over here with the man, the myth, the legend, Office Troll. Alright, Office Troll, go do your work now. Shoot.
And he's been working hard,
He's
making
done.
sure we got enough paper, we got enough recycling. He
good.
guards the tree from wild animals that might invade the church.
Exactly. That's one of the many struggles we have here at Emmanuel, is we have wild wolves that like to come in and act like they own the place. We also, once in a while, we get a group of Yorkshire Terriers who are dressed up like the mafia, and they like to sell us Girl Scout cookies.
Yorkshire Terriers dressed as the mafia selling Girl Scout cookies.
I mean, you've seen it. They're walking down the street. There they go.
I have seen some things I never thought I would have seen. Only Tiresias the blind sage would have foretold it.
No one can foretell the Terriers.
Foretell the Terriers. That sounds like an awesome titles like some Sherlock Holmes novel.
Yeah, foretell.
Sherlock Holmes in the story of Foretell the Terriers. Egads, Watson, the Terriers are dressed up with cookies.
All right, so as you were saying, the gospel, right?
If you're not curious about this church by now, I don't know what's going to get you, man.
I mean, come visit us. It's Emmanuel Road, Emmanuel Lutheran Church.
But yeah, well, the gospel lessons, because these gospel lessons are good. We are really close to Christmas, and we've been covering all those texts that are getting us ready. I mean, because again, the season is about we're getting ready. This is big. You know what I mean? If you're going to have a regular baby, if you're going to have a Jesus baby, doesn't matter your baby, get ready. That's science.
One of my favorite excuses, and how'd you get pregnant? God. This is Jesus in me, Mom. Like,
If you have to explain that, we're past normal miracle into supreme miracle, all right? We're getting into Arnold Schwarzenegger twins category, brother. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger twins reference even came out.
we touch all kinds of feelings here at Stumbling Towards the Eschaton.
Oh, man. Hey, that's why it's called stumbling. We're not walking normal. We're stumbling, brothers and sisters. Because we have some crazy references. Oh, my gosh. All right. But yeah, the gospel lessons. The gospel lesson, and this is usually one that often appears on this. And it's this great story where Mary is visiting her relative Elizabeth. You know what I mean? Visiting Elizabeth because she's pregnant. They're taking a break and they're spending some time together to get prepared for these sorts of things. And one of the cool things about this text is Mary sings a song. The Gospel Luke, here's one of those weird cool facts. Is the Gospel Luke has a bunch of songs in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
a musical.
You know what? It kind of is. I'm digging where your head's at. I like the cut of your jib with this one. Yeah. I mean, sorry, I know you forget that you hate them when I use those nautical terms. Hard to pour, hard to stop it, son. There's no water here.
Office Troll, clean the poop deck.
The poop. Swab it, son. Swab it, troll. But, swab it for all your wet. Office troll. You cut that chat up. But Zechariah has a song. Because Zechariah gets so stoked after John is born that he sings a really cool song. Mary sings her song. And then there's the song of Simeon, which we might get into later. Simeon's this dude that was promised he would not die until he saw the Messiah born. And so he's in the temple and he sees the kid, and and I guess things were different back there, but he kind of grabs the kid. He's so excited. I do not encourage anyone to follow Simeon's example. Please ask someone before taking a child from someone else.
That's illegal now.
It's like, I want your baby. You can't do that. But regardless, he took it and he sang this really cool song called the Nunc Dimittis. Now your servant.
I hope if they ever did Bible the musical that the baby would just be screaming at that point, because I mean if a child just got kidnapped and a man started singing to him.
Well, he was given back, so I would put the term borrowed without permission.
I borrowed your baby. I'm sorry.
Can I borrow your baby?
I need to take a selfie, please.
Yeah.
Random baby.
I need
selfie.
a baby with a selfie. Sir, that's not the purpose of babies.
Then what is?
What is the purpose of baby?
That's the questions we ask here.
Did you baby well or baby mediocre? A baby well.
If you baby well or baby mediocre, please like, comment, and subscribe to Stumbling Towards the Eschaton.
Nice plug. But here we have Mary's song, which is this amazing. It's called the Magnificat. Some people maybe heard of it. Usually it's sung in Latin, but let me read it for you in this version. This is what she sings. My soul magnifies the Lord. My spirit rejoices in God, my Savior. For he has looked with favor on the lowliness of his servant. Surely from now on all generations will call me blessed. For the Mighty One has done great things for me, and holy is his name. His mercy is for those who fear him from generation to generation. He has shown strength with his arm. He has scattered the proud in the thoughts of their hearts. He has brought down the powerful from their thrones and lifted up the lowly. He has filled the hungry with good things and sent the rich away empty. He has helped his servant Israel in remembrance of his mercy, according to the promise he made to our ancestors, to Abraham and his descendants forever.
Can I give you a confession really quick?
Do it.
When I was a little kid, whenever they said Abraham, I was thinking Abe Lincoln. I still like
7 years ago. Yeah.
I like to think that even to this day, that this Abraham Lincoln. I mean, we don't have pictures of this man.
So wait, Father Abraham or Abraham Lincoln?
Both.
We got pictures of Abraham Lincoln?
You don't know that.
You know that. It's an internet conspiracy.
Yeah, he's a lizard, clearly.
They just put somebody with a stovepipe hat on him, and they called him Abraham Lincoln.
I'm Abraham Lincoln. I can give you a hat right now, and you could turn into Abraham Lincoln.
I am Samurai Abe Lincoln.
my favorite interpretation of Abraham Lincoln is the steampunk Abraham Lincoln, where he has like giant like robot fists, and he's just like, I'm ready to rumble. Are you ready to taste some freedom?
I'm gonna emancipate you, sucker.
Yeah.
I proclaim emancipation.
It's great.
That is kind of great. Okay. But no, but you know, it's speaking of those sorts of things, not because I'm crazy enough to try to have it back. I mean, this song is pretty awesome when you come down to it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Mary is throwing down in her song.
She's taken this whole thing pretty well. Like, if you think about that, too.
But she's taken it well that she's pregnant. I mean, there's a lot of stigma with getting pregnant nowadays, you know what I mean, when you're not married. But, I mean, you go back in time, it gets a lot worse, the ramification. But her song of joy over it is not necessarily in joy for herself. I mean, there's the one thing where it's like, hey, all generations call me blessed. And then she goes into it, man. And I like this song. Because she's kind of, even as she's bearing this kid in her womb, she's laying out that things are going to be good for people that need good. I mean, those lines. He has shown strength with his arm. He has scattered the proud in the thoughts of their hearts. He has brought down the powerful from their thrones and lifted up the lowly. He filled the hungry with good things and sent the rich away empty. I mean, there is this massive concept of reversal here.
Jesus is just the great leveler.
He is. You know what I mean? There is this sense of, yeah, brother. Jesus is coming, and it's one of those things of who needs grace? Richie Rich don't need grace. Richie Rich can buy these sorts of things.
Richie Rich can buy grace.
He can. But these folks, I mean, Mary lays it out even when he's in the womb, in utero, brothers and sisters, that, you know, what is the mission? What's the good news? What's the gospel? And that's some pretty intense stuff. I mean, it's intense enough you can go camping. That's how intense it is.
You know how they say money can't buy you happiness?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they could buy you a pack of Skittles, which is just the same.
Oh, no, it's just the same. I mean, maybe if you bought a penguin.
Penguin made of Skittles.
Science!
A Skittle-scented penguin. That's what I need in my life.
Why is your penguin purple? Skittles.
All right.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It's the most logical thing ever.
It's the next pet, and wow. Skittle-scented penguin.
Yes, that is probably the next one. But it's this wild thing from the get-go. And I don't know. I love it in some ways. I don't even know. I don't even know if it catches your fancy. You know what I mean, Nick? But I love this sense.
I'd have to hear a Nightcore version of it. Then maybe it'll strike my fancy.
You've never sung this before in all of your musical tradition.
I have not sung this before.
Oh, you should look for a cool rendition and listen to it. Even some of you folks out there. You know, it's been one of those songs that has been sung a lot throughout history. It's probably one of historically the most commonly sung songs. And it's amazing because we sing it, but we don't get it. And it's always ironic to me because it's often sung in like these great concert halls where people have to pay large amounts of money.
But then it's in Latin and no one understands.
That as these rich folks gather, like, oh, this is so beautiful, the rich will be sent away empty.
Well, that's like the same with what we were talking about before. They say great prayers when they don't, to think that they're better than everyone else.
Bingo. And there is this sense of that, and even the things about, Christ says, I came for the sick, not the healthy. If you're healthy, you don't need to be made whole. I'm going to make whole the people that need to be made whole. And this is going on there. And this is the gospel lesson we get right before Christmas, which is awesome.
It is.
Because again, not to be mean, there is, I think we're starting to wage a war on the poor and not on poverty, which is not good.
Yeah.
Because there are people in need. And, I mean, you want to even talk about people in need. Here is this unwed mother, but she knows what the good Lord is going to be about. And that is, I don't know, he has brought down the powerful from their thrones and lifted up the lowly. I mean, I don't know. World events right now, doesn't that, I don't know, that speaks to me with world events.
Yeah, it does. You want to share what your word? We can word here at Stumbling Towards the Eschaton.
We word God.
So you want to tell me what you're feeling from this? What vibes you're getting?
There is a lot of unrest in the world right now. You know what I mean? And in our world nowadays too, and people sometimes get mad at me. I think some of the excessively powerful are the ones that are these corporations that are multinational and own numerous sorts of things. You know what I mean? Where, what is it? There was a small country, like a Pacific Island country or something, that wanted to put in new smoking laws to limit the access to cigarettes because they cause cancer. It's not like a debatable point really anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. 4 to 5 doctors in the 50s recommended, whatever cigarettes were back then.
Yeah.
Those ads are always hilarious when you look at them now. Like 4 to 5 doctors recommended Lucky Strikes. 5 out of 5 doctors recommend right now that maybe you stop.
Mm-hmm.
But Philip Morris or something or other was going to take them to like international court or something, and they had enough money to drown like the country in lawsuits that it would like bankrupt the country, so they gave up the lawsuits because the cigarette company had enough money at these times. So like when you have like a sovereign nation that like a company is able to be like, look, we can just drown you in lawsuits if you ever try to fight us. Like there's no way you can deal with us.
Bankruptcy.
Exactly. It's like you would bankrupt a country. It blows my mind. I have to Google the article one of these days, but it was one of those moments where, for me, it was this telling thing of it's like, some of these companies are more powerful than countries now. And if they control the drugs or medicines you need, ruh-roh, Scooby, you know what I mean?
Scooby-Doo. I was going to say...
Nice!
I was going to say that, can't remember now. It's like America, it's number one in like its economy, and not even a close second. Second is China, and we still have like 3 times the amount of economy that China has. But America's scared that China's gonna like take over. Like it's just kind of like they're gonna roll the economic standpoint from just like, we're like $3 billion in the lead here.
Yeah, and it's this huge economic struggle, and it's funny because on this season it's. That our Lord is coming maybe to shake us up. I don't know if we want that. You know what I mean? I don't know if we're ready for that. But, you know what I mean? When the good Lord breaks in that way, it shakes things up. And it can be a powerful reality, especially for people that want things shaken up. It's good news for those that are not in a good position, but it's bad news if I don't want things shaken up. I'm like, look,
well, it's like with America with the monopolies. It's kind of like the end goal of the game is to own everything and then make lots of money. But if you get even close to that goal, it's just like, no, you can't. like with AT&T and like the other phone companies.
Oh yeah.
And they're just like, let's partner together so we can have 2/3 of the market. And they're like, you can't do that. I just did the government and just tell them that they couldn't do that.
Well, it's getting to the point sometimes too where in some places the government will tell them no. They're like, well, we don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And it all of a sudden becomes, whoa, yeah, it is a very radical different Christmas message than people like, I think. But I kind of like it. It is one of my favorite parts of the Christmas season, the Magnificat, because it turns things on its head. And there are some spots in the world where things need to get turned on its head. Places in the Middle East need to get turned on their head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's some rough stuff going on. There are many people that want these excessively, in some ways, terrifying, powerful folks to not be able to do whatever they want and destroy civilian lives. And, it's and how many people get hungrier and hungrier? What are the statistics? How many people die per day due to hunger?
Mm-hmm.
The number one leading cause of children worldwide are complications due to hunger. And we got Chinese buffets, brother. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm like,
that's kind of where America's a little messed up. Like there's people serving in other countries, but there's also people serving in our country, and it's just like, it's kind of,
even in this town, you know how many kids probably have food insecurities on the weekends?
It's crazy.
It's nuts. When I was in Iowa for a bit, I mean, we would package so many meals for kids at the school. You could see the school from the church. Like, you could look out and see that. And it was telling, because you could say to parishioners, you look out there are like at least 40 kids, I mean, elementary school kids that do not have food security on the weekends. That ain't right, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That ain't right. So what are we going to do about it? And again, here, Jesus says, I'm doing something about it. I'm going to fill the hungry with good things. Not just straight up mac and cheese, but good things.
Like Skittles.
Skittles. Well, okay, healthy too, for good things too. Okay, you can have Skittles for dessert. Deal?
All right. I guess.
Are you traditional red or purple bag?
I'm the purple guy.
Are you?
I'm the purple guy.
Now, how many colors are there? There's red, there's purple, is there green?
There's red, purple, green, pink, white, blue.
Whoa, I thought there were only like 4 bags of Skittles.
No, they got so many Skittles now.
No wonder why the Skittle mines are going deep into the earth.
It's great. You go there and you're just like, you just do a little twirl in like the 6 giant bags that they have, and you're like, Skittles.
And Willy Wonka comes out with his hat.
Yeah, it's great. Skittles Wonka. Like, it's just like, you want to come to my place for some Skittles?
You receive the golden ticket, Nicholas.
Yes, you the golden packet.
Golden ticket, Nicholas.
It's great. They have
Because my Willy Wonka's Scottish, I apologize.
You're just filled with different characters with different accents.
Oh, the number of characters I got, brother. Someday, you know what I mean?
Jimmy Buttons.
Tommy Buttons.
Tommy Buttons.
Tommy Buttons. Tommy, press the button. All right, boss.
But I was gonna say they have one flavor of Skittles that is the it's like Tutti Frutti, and or like Candy Shop. They have ice cream flavored Skittles now. Like,
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Is that appropriate?
Yes.
Okay, because I can't eat that stuff anymore. Wilford Brimley and I got the diabetes, so I got to cut back.
I mean, a little bit of room for Skittles. I mean, sacrificing a meal for a day.
Sacrificing a meal for a day for Skittles?
For a pack of Skittles.
I'll talk to my doctor. Hey, doc, I got a question about you for the whole, sugar balance.
Yeah.
Let's say I don't eat a meal, but I ate a bag of Skittles. Is that a clean slate? I think it'd be like, are you seriously asking me that? And are you asking me that in that accent? Because that just does not make sense either way. Neither of those things make sense. Hey, doc, let's say hypothetically I ate an entire salmon for breakfast and then have Skittles for lunch. Am I even?
If I had a head of lettuce for snack.
And I put the Skittles in it and I ate like an apple, is that an acceptable way? How are you, if putting them in lettuce doesn't really change what was cabbage? Well, that's disgusting, but
you just carry the show for a little bit. I need to recover.
You gotta recover from that one? Oh, Tommy Buttons, play some sound effects or something, man. Oh, I'm sorry. We're loopy today, brothers and sisters. We're in the Christmas spirit, obviously. Yeah, but good things. Be they Skittles. I'll put Skittles as the good things if we can do that.
All right, you can put that on the good list. That's on your nice list, Santa. Skittles.
Santa Nicola. But yeah, I mean, and that's the wild part in some ways of this. She's going to be having her kid, and she sings a song not like, hey, you know, this is how I'm great, or this or these sorts of things. But here is God and how he's going to be turning the world around, man.
It's good.
Well, and that should hopefully be the message of Christmas, is that God is turning the world around for the better. And I think a lot of people want that. I think a lot of people need that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the struggles of being in the church is how do we do that? You know? And maybe that's part of our gig then, is that as we prepare the way, we can lift up the lowly. We can fill the hungry with good things. I mean, not the green beans that expired in my cabinet.
So, pack of Skittles.
Yes. I will put a bag of Skittles on there. But you know what I mean? People sometimes give to food cupboards like, oh, this is expired. I'll give it to food cupboard.
Yeah.
Really?
Did you
Mm-hmm. You got it.
My friend Tyler, you've met Tyler.
Yeah.
He said that if I completely forget this, don't blame me. It's been a month since he's told me this, but yeah, a month. That's how good my memory is. That sending canned foods to countries who need food is a terrible thing for them.
Yes.
Because of the salt that's in it, the machinery that's required to unpack the giant the pallets that have the canned food, just all of its stuff, and it's just not good.
It's not. And one of the also more important things to do, even with those sort of things, is help a country get food secure in and of themselves.
Skittles.
Yes, we shall give them equipment for Skittle mining in Africa.
Yes.
But you know what I mean? There is that, what is the old adage? Give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime.
Unless it's winter.
Okay, let's say he's in a tropical region, close to the equator.
What if his hook breaks?
Okay, you teach him how to maintain the pole in a regal manner.
All right.
But I would even add, if you make sure that he's got a good pond and good equipment, his kids will eat for generations too. I mean, you know, you can give food to the poor, but if you can also make sure that they're filled with good things so they can keep doing good things and keep planning.
Yeah, well, like with other countries, what they do is if someone's homeless, the government's like, well, here's a job. And then you giving them the job, they're able to pay for a house. And then they're able to get a higher paying job, get education. And it's just kind of, a lot of people just need that extra step, that little holding of the hand.
That's why there's food cupboards. That's why there's clothes closets. That's why churches, try to do what they can in those things, and people out in the world, and Christmas clothes drives and those sorts of things. And that is hopefully one of the best ways to celebrate Christmas. Maybe not with trees, maybe not with the dinners, but when that Magnificat is something that you do, that's a good celebration of the babe in the manger, man.
I think you guys in the comments should tell us, what do you do to help prepare for Christmas?
I like that.
And just how do you, how do you help people?
How does your soul magnify the Lord? That's because that's the opening line. That's the name Magnificat.
Yeah.
Good homework, Nick.
Thank you.
Nick, that's pretty boss, dude.
And also in the comments, if you guys would like to tell me what your favorite flavor of Skittles are, I'd be happy to look at those comments. And I feel like that's where we should end off today's episode. Keep on stumbling, everybody.
All right, good on, yo.
See you for Christmas.